Call this meeting to order at 10:03, Thursday, August 8th, 2024. This is a budget workshop for the assessor, and there are three budgets that fall under the assessor. I guess now I thought until a minute ago, I thought the clerk was coming, so I'm not sure what the easiest way to do this, but I guess, Mr. Assessor, are you aware of the changes that the clerk has made to the budget you requested?
No. Because what she sends down to us is just by line item.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't really tell us a lot. So I think it's some simple explanation. I would be that Jeff handed me this, and that's completely new to us. I wasn't aware of that, but it's minimal. And as you go through all three of our budgets, compare it back to 2022, there's not much change. I mean, in 2022, we had a very frugal budget, and that's carried on to today. Now, the one we submitted, though, did not include longevity.
Mm-hmm.
It did not include any stepping grades, because we were told not to, and not to expect it. So, is that still the same?
She did. I think she did include stepping grades.
You know,
With
well,
her figures.
Sure, and the reason I'm saying that, let's start with motor vehicle.
Joe, can you ask him, is this going down to 500 or going?
Well, I don't know. That'd be a question. Is she cut at $500, or is it going to
Did you
$500?
see if Timmy would come down, Peggy?
Yes. Because it was
There are some questions on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On Jerry White.
This doesn't tell me.
You want to
Office supplies, is she lowering it $500, or is she changing it
To $500, because we originally requested 2,000.
And that was in.
Assessor?
In that blue, yeah. In my,
So are we going over assessor? Just for my
we're in
notes.
assessor right now.
Office supplies, she selected 2,000.
But you have this.
Assessor?
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what this means. We just got this ourselves.
And so you see what we deal with all the time.
So is it
Could you
going
answer that?
off?
No, let's go
So-
line by line and let's see where we're different.
Let's start with motor vehicle.
Motor vehicle?
Motor
Okay.
vehicle.
Whatever
the
you want,
easiest one.
Jerry.
It's the easiest one.
Okay.
But then we have this, Jerry, which is
So
updated.
hold on to that.
Sorry.
That's all right.
So what we submitted was 73,276, and the budget office request 73,793. $500 would not answer that longevity and stepping grade. We asked for, we figured about $1. Let's just say if it was $1, for argument's sake, that would be $2,080, and it hasn't increased by that. It's increased $500. So
We have one longevity in that account.
In motor vehicles.
And we were told when we turned in our my blue pieces of paper that you have, to not include, that was the May meeting, to not include longevities. We were told that. So that's why it's not on that piece of paper.
So if the longevity of it increased more than 25 cents, wouldn't it?
I can tell you exactly what it would be. On this matrix that we're still using, is that what you? Oops. Sorry, I hit the other button. $0.46.
46
20.
cents. So I don't know where the 25 cents came from, and I'm left question.
So that's almost $1,000.
And on top of that, Savannah is been trained up in our office to eventually take Connie and or Terry's position.
So the new wage is gonna be $20.50
No, it would be,
for Douglas.
no,
No.
we're talking about Savannah.
Savannah.
Nope. Our longevity is would go up to 1838, but then we wanted to, because of the additional training, we want to take it to
Tracy,
1905.
going over motor vehicle now, talking about longevity.
When you look at our, I don't know if you have our table, our matrix. We're just looking at, motor vehicles.
And it'd be number 10.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've not submitted that paper, just finished it yesterday.
Okay, so we'll go to 1905.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we should do it in the meeting. Never mind. We should do it in the meeting.
So you want an increase in one employee
In motor vehicle. It's, the new one is partially in. Okay. Then just remember,
So this will be an increase in 40.
it's a longevity and
Okay.
so
Alright,
then
so that's a retirement go up, everything else.
right out of, so you could drop down to D, right? Because everything else is going to be computed. And so,
So
and
as of right now, we have a $3,781 increase before this, so let me just go through and make sure which ones will we increase that.
It's just, A and D.
A and D?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
B did not increase, and C, I don't.
I see, I
Yeah.
see.
B did not increase.
Yep, I see. Alright, and B didn't increase any. So the administrative cost is zero, is what the budget officer
Right.
requested?
Peyton pulled that out of the DMV
Mhm,
motor vehicle.
Okay.
I did, and the reason why I did that, cause it's in current expense and it's all inclusive, it has no meaning. I mean, cause you're going debit credit, so I pulled it out of there.
Okay. So that's
Okay.
That's why I did that.
Alright, so what we'll
This
need
is
to know is what that $19 and that increase in the number 11 pay will affect the budget. And then that's, we can do that afterwards. See,
But when they plug that in, that would be that.
Okay.
Yes.
so that's the only change for right now.
Basically, you know, that telephone, we never know. But
It's a
nobody
guess,
gets-
yeah, it's always a guess, it's a projection.
Yeah.
the only one I didn't have.
Any question? Motor vehicle coming.
Nope. Oh, well, I have a
Questions
comment.
on motor vehicle, Commissioner?
Comment on
Motor vehicle. Maybe. So the paperwork we turned in, our anticipated revenue, at that time that we turned it in May, I think we turned in for 110, 120.
Yeah.
120.
And
Yep.
now with more months under our belt, Savannah's calculated a number, that we're gonna, it's probably gonna be more like,
Well, this we're up
45,000 from last year's year to date. And so we're already at 132,000.
And something about the title, we can't remember that. We
Yeah.
can't go,
So,
it can't go in the general fund.
Are we on assessor now?
No,
No.
still motor vehicle.
No,
what do you get on revenue? So last year, we were able to increase the title fees, and that increase in revenue bumped it up pretty substantial. With too much to go, we're at 132,000.
Okay,
So, which,
that's good.
yes, in September and October, really heavy months down there.
But again, your revenues, I probably took that into an account on the spreadsheet. The thing on the revenues, you never want to
Over,
over guess those revenues. You always want to stay under,
and
just to play it safe, because there's always,
You never know.
well, your license plates are 2 years sometimes, and down the way they buy them.
but our revenue on the registrations has dropped dramatically because the state, they used to give us, on the mailers, they used to give us revenue. They don't do that anymore. And have you gotten a new rule lately? It's very evident that they want
They
you to
want
send
you to
that to
send it to
Boise.
Boise.
It costs you more to do it here. It's only a few dollars, but for your convenience, if you're home and you get that registration, I can drop it in the mail and save $3-4. More and more people are doing that. That's why they gave us permission to increase our title fees, and the majority of our title fees are Dave Smith. So that's basically Dave Smith title pay for one of our employees.
And there's something out there that can't go, the revenues in motor vehicle can't go.
If they ever audited us on that, we'd have to get creative, because none of that should be used in the general budget. Yeah, Peggy could by charging the admin fees and stuff like that, and we could justify it that way.
Right.
And in a roundabout way, we are. It's just not.
And, I can always put the admin back, but to me, when I seen that, to me, it just kind of distorted the income versus the because with knowing that, maybe we want it back in there. That's fine.
And
That was new since
I'm not
Yes.
really concerned because it's being used.
right.
What I am adamant about is that no property tax dollars are spent down there. I'm adamant that property tax should not be funding our Idaho Transportation Department. So
It's
that's,
self-funded.
that's my
enterprise.
main goal is I
Appreciate that.
don't think we should be supplementing
I-
Idaho Transportation Department.
My main point for bringing that up is Savannah's taking on more duties, learning things, but she's still staying down there. So by giving her a raise through the motor vehicle budget, we're not going to see it out of the taxpayers' dollars. It's going to come from the motor vehicle.
And revenue's up.
Yeah, and revenue's up quite a bit. So that was the thought process on behind that thought. Thank you.
Anything else on that one?
No.
And that usually Savannah's sitting in on this is eventually she's going to take over the budgets from Connie. So
Okay.
this already explained to her. She's already started to work on payroll and everything. So.
Okay, is there anything further on motor vehicle, or are we finished with that one?
I think so.
Are you taking notes on that? You want to fill out that we're looking at changing that to 19.05 an hour?
Sure.
And it's for, let's just say number 11.
Number 10.
Number
Oh,
10.
10, I'm sorry, number 10.
Okay.
Where did you get this sheet?
I just grabbed.
Oh,
And we haven't even given that to Peggy yet.
Would you like me to make
I'm
copies?
smart that- It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
That's-
Get like 4 copies.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, I just saw it here and, oh, okay. I'll do all day.
yeah, I was just over here looking for it going, I don't have that.
We didn't give it
Because
to you
I
yet.
didn't have it. Sorry.
I was hoping Savannah filled it out when I was in the hospital yesterday on the phone. Type it up, type it up.
You were in the hospital?
My husband was.
Sorry to hear that.
We're home now.
Okay.
Peggy,
Okay.
we're waiting on this.
This is just notes. Yeah.
Did you lower it $500 or did you lower it to $500?
No, it was a request from you guys. I haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
We didn't turn that piece of paper in.
No, that's mine.
Oh,
See,
Yeah.
uh, you guys requested me to do on some of the modules. What I
oh,
was,
we could go down 500, we said.
right,
Okay, so this would be down 500. So it would be 1,500.
Same with the library.
And what was
the
that?
library.
What
Here.
did I do there, Jerry?
Was the assessment
Assessors.
and the library manual.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's appraisal.
Oh,
It's
Do that
appraisal.
too.
They're an appraisal. But the manuals.
right here.
Yeah,
I left it at 1,000 right at this point.
1,500 is what it was.
15, yeah, and they want 1,000.
Okay, we
But
can,
I didn't do that yet.
okay, we can go down. Okay, we weren't sure if you would.
Well,
It was down one, but or not. Got it.
like I said, I was trying to target so then they can make their decisions.
Yep.
Good.
Perfect.
Did that make sense, Jim?
Yes.
Now, as we're going to assessor, you moved
Henry County.
into assessor.
Let's
So, Peggy, we were talking this morning, because this is the first time
Right.
I've talked to Connie and you,
Sure.
is that those in appraisal, most of those people are certified and they have to have continuing education. And in our matrix, we took that into account. If you've got an employee that's doing more education and increasing their knowledge, they're going to be worth more to us. So we have that in our matrix that for every IAA course they pass, they got a raise. And so if we take them out and put them into assessor, you took Connie.
Just Connie,
And,
thinking it was being a chief deputy is why I did that.
oh,
That's why I was
you
doing,
said that. I forgot.
yes,
So we're just moving the chief deputy into that.
because of the carryover.
And that
That's what I was after, is getting
is
the,
the carryover.
in the appraisal
And
budget.
then- and I would guess a chief deputy should come out of that matrix because they're salary and that's the compensation that ways. So
Okay.
It would have to be answered in the matrix that we have to see.
So we need to just move that chief deputy salary over to that. Okay.
Okay,
I can do
so
that.
do the assessor next.
Okay. So that was a change with the assessor, you moved
Connie,
Connie back into the assessor from appraisal.
yes, into current expense.
And I think we moved her out of it originally, that we paid the health current expense one year. Because
That was years and years ago.
Because appraisal
Yeah.
can levy, and we could increase our appraisal back.
At that time, years ago, yeah.
That's how Coney got stuck in there
Mhm.
years ago.
And now we're doing just the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're basically at current expense.
So it helps the appraisal budget.
Okay.
And that's why you see the difference in
And it usually is the catch.
the salaries. There's not
there.
And since it's a salary, it won't follow the matrix.
increases.
Okay.
It's a salary position.
That's what I understood.
Okay.
but-
And then I
That
guess
makes sense. I just need to
just
make sure everybody knows what to check.
basically
Yeah, yeah.
then
And that, and that is what
reduction
Timmy,
office supplies.
because Timmy does all salaries from budgets.
A salary.
Connie,
Uh-huh.
office supplies under assessor
Okay. We'd go down to 1,500.
1,500.
You wanna go down to 1,500 instead of 2,000?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then with the
The other ones,
librarian appraisal.
they're in appraisal.
Okay. So other than that, basically just, I think we increased. Did we increase or? Oh, no.
We didn't
You didn't increase
anything.
anything,
I called around to see if there was gonna be any increases in our plotting machine supplies. They didn't expect any.
You know, postage has gone up, but we've reduced our need of postage somewhat. So we did increase that.
So they balance
Gasoline's up, but the appraisers are all working up here in the valley this year. So
Okay.
we're gonna use less gas.
I have a question on the medical insurance, and I guess this would be to Peggy. Looks like a 33% increase, just almost.
That's because we moved Connie
A whole,
downstairs.
a whole budget, a whole
A
employee.
whole employee.
Okay,
Because it's gonna come, when we get to the appraisal, it'll go down.
but that includes the 5%.
5.9 on everyone.
Is that what we're looking at?
5.9. We went in at a 5.9.
Same question probably with workman's comp. That's 280% increase, just for moving one employee.
Chief deputy.
Her wages.
Paper cut.
And our workman's comp has been in error in the past. Hasn't it really?
The workman's comp?
We had a 2,000. There was a mistake on it a couple of years ago.
Not that I was. This,
So I think it's to the point where it's starting to be okay.
now the workman's comp, it's different for different people.
Right, different occupations.
And I think that, from what I understood, Timmy was trying to narrow that down with
Yes.
salaries and the payroll, because you got certain amounts for people being outside versus the clerical. And so I think they took, from what I understood, they took employee by employee.
Yes, because we were thinking that the motor vehicles ladies were inspectors, because they are, they do inspections. But Tammy called and said that with them only inspecting pretty much within the county and within the courthouse, property itself, that we could put them to clerical, which is a much cheaper line item than inspectors. So then, of course, the appraisers have to be inspectors because they're out on people's private property. But we moved the
Different percentage.
2 clerical ones 2 motor vehicle girls, which is the other budget, but we can move some of the ones that aren't actually, and I don't go out in the field as much anymore either. The chief deputy probably will not go out in the field as much in the future, so, as I used to. So we can move those to clerical more, which is a much
Just
cheaper
let
line
us know
item.
when you're ready.
In the future.
Like I said, let us know when
Yep.
you're ready and we can adjust. Well, the budgets are set for the year,
And
and then the next year it will
Yes.
be changed.
Chinese contacts for till
Next year. Yeah.
Mhm.
She's in.
That's what I heard.
She's in the budget. You don't leave, don't you know that?
I can't leave. When you have a husband in the hospital, how come you don't want it?
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
So we got that note, put it down to 1,500. Like, we had a sheet, but I can't find it, because we had a sheet that Timmy gave us that we were supposed to write these down.
Okay, I'll find it, Catherine.
Yeah, that maybe, it'd be helpful if you
Yeah.
write it down, so my handwriting is.
Otherwise, it's going to be just in the middle of the notes. So I think that's a good idea if we had that.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions from you on that budget?
Nope.
Any other questions or comments from the assessor?
Nope.
Okay, you want to go to appraisal? Are you ready for?
Yeah.
The Viva will change too, but that's for those 2 accounts, taking one person from one place to another. The Viva line item will change. Do we need to address that? Because we're gonna add the chief deputy's person here, so the Viva needs to be adjusted too. But that line item, but
Okay.
yeah,
I thought,
that's common. I mean, that's okay. I mean, if we're talking about person, it's gonna change
Yeah.
all the line items, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to make
That's
sure we
okay.
touch that base. But it'll go down in appraisal and up.
right,
Yep.
Okay, on appraisal, we see Connie's move. Do you have anything from the assessor's office that you want to address?
First, the library manuals. Page 2. 535.
You can drop that.
We can do one with it.
Drop that to 1,000.
Okay.
A lot of the manuals are coming online now, and instead of physical ones that we used to have to buy.
Did you find the number? So then the other one is, of course, the salary is pulling Connie out of there. That's going to change everything else.
But then we have two people training in there. 1 longevity and 2 training. So I
Right,
didn't do
right.
that because I didn't know if I was supposed to.
we took care of all the longevities, and Timmy had, I think, has talked to most of the departments from we went in just with longevities.
Okay.
And is
This-
that reflected in here?
Yes,
We couldn't tell what pulling Connie out of
right,
there.
it is reflected, the longevities are in there. And that's all we did with the payroll is longevity. Any step in grade or any increases or certificates that possibly could come up in the next year, we didn't add into at this point.
So, Connie, Appraisal, that's James, right? Douglas.
Yeah, it's line,
Who's the other one?
that's only longevity out of that one, out of the appraisal budget. The two training ones that are not, have not been applied for.
Let's stop there.
Okay.
There's the longevity line through Douglas, Corning, and James. That would be his longevity.
Mhm.
And going to, yeah, that's it.
That'd be the new one. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's figured in to the.
The longevities are figured in.
So then let's address the extra duties coming.
So B4 and, or line 4 and line 6 are taking on extra duties to,
I see.
in preparing training for if and when I leave. We've got 3 people training for that, so
And even if you are leaving, you've given the industrial role to Katie.
a lot of the appraisal stuff, all the appraisal stuff, that's why I'm not on the field as much. Katie Murray's taken that on. She's very competent, but and then our program that runs off of the appraisal system is called the AS400. Somebody has to work directly with the state, very closely with the state, to keep us in balance and keep our values set and the way they're going. And so it's basically the AS400 maintenance operator lady we're trying to train somebody there. With these people not having the historical knowledge for being here 30 years, it's a lot of training and it's a lot of knowledge to be grasping, and it's going to take a while. So we've been training a person for that, and I really think those 2 people need to be compensated for those thoughts. I know you guys said that you can't give raises, but
What are you looking at?
a step in grade or 2 steps in grades or something,
I would say step in grade.
I didn't calculate those because we're just asking.
Um,
That'd be line 4 and line 6. Those 2 people, those 2 lines.
Line 4 and 6.
They're not. It's not figured in. It's not been requested.
so it doesn't help us much today, but when Connie and when Terry retires, when
She's in him for a year.
is basically her employees going to be cut by about half a person. Yeah, with training these 3 people today, and then we don't have to hire someone to learn their duties now. So Savannah, Kelsey, and Katie are taking those duties on for those 2. Now Kelsey, Terry's retiring, she's our deep clerk. Kelsey's already remembered that, and she was compensated last year for that. But then with the AS400, which prints our assessment notices, our ownership keeps that is furnished from the state tax commission. That's for us free of charge. Otherwise, that would be like a $250,000 program. If the tax commission supplies it to us, but we have to have people on staff trained, knowing how to use that and operate it and keep it in balance. So that's basically what Kelsey has been learning this last year, and Savannah's someone. When things slow down motor vehicle, Savannah would come up to me more, and she's even offered to come in early to learn that. She's expecting, so she's going to be out for a couple of months. But, so, in there, she's going to come up and learn that. So the transition should be a lot better when Connie and Terry do tell her, you're taking 70 years of institutional knowledge going out the door there. We're trying to doing as much as that as we can. I want to say it's going to be seamless, but I don't. But other than
I can't stress enough that is not just like a secretarial job, and I do not mean to belittle anything. It is never the same from week to week, the reports you do, and you do them once a year, every week. I mean, this is this year, this is this year, next year you'll do the same report, but it's once a year. So you can't just, I can't just train her and say, this is what you're going to do always. Here it is. This is what you're going to learn. Every month you're going to do the same thing. It's not. It's not an easy, I mean, it's taken, look at me, I mean, it's taken me all these years. It's,
kind of like
it's not like it's
there's some
word,
years that it's not easy.
it's not like it's learning a word program where, you know, Control V copies, you know. I mean, that does it every time, but KS 400 is a process to learn. So it is not something that just you can pick up overnight.
It's very, very old. It's what, 35 years old. And the software that's ancient. But it's what we can afford.
Right.
So
It's free. So we get,
then, other than that, kind of,
that's it.
we had an increase in travel.
An increase in travel?
Yes, because now when we go to Boise for school, the motel rooms are so stinking expensive. And we're talking for each student at least 5
Did I
nights.
miss that?
So,
The 45, that was increased last in the 20.
was it last year?
Yeah, it was last year. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
so
Yes.
we're just going with last
We're just going with last
Yes.
year's. We didn't increase it anymore, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
that's okay. We did increase it last year, but for that same reason, because
Yeah.
it's so expensive down there.
This year, some of the school we were able to get locally, so that always helps.
I didn't remember you said that.
When it's local, we don't pay motel rooms and per diem,
Yeah.
those type of things. So we always try to take advantage of that when we can.
And Jerry's very good about asking the state tax commission to bring those classes up north,
Mhm.
which they don't do a lot, but they are talking more and more about bringing it up north. And not just because of us, but the 10 northern counties, because of the same reason. So he's very good at pushing for that.
Okay.
Jerry, now, is there an increase in our GIS?
We didn't increase it. I just wanted them to understand that they are increasing the fund,
But we should have enough. things
we
to
do
cover
right
it.
now if the other things, the programs that the mapper has to use has been increasing anywhere from 60 to 35. I mean, $35 one year, and next year it's $60, and then next it keeps increasing on us. And I made that comment in the blue reports you see. I made a comment on there that's why we're not making any changes on there, is because they increased it again. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I made the comment is they do let us know ahead of time that they're increasing it, but not a year ahead of time. So that's why I'm trying to let you guys be aware of. That's why I'm not asking for a decrease, because they're gonna come back and tell us GIS. This one went from 765.
From 330 to
Oh, from 330. This big one was from 330 to 765. But our other one, we have like 2 or 3 programs that she uses, and some of those go up. And I don't know it until after the budget's set, so that's why we're not asking for less, even though there's quite a bit of funds left at this point in time. I never know until the end of the year. I don't think we did either, but I just wanted to 526.
Yeah, I don't think we changed.
No, I didn't change it.
But a lot of times there's comments made that you have stuff left over from
Yeah,
it.
but I went and looked at their history too.
And you know, it's not like we're not leaving it out. We're not raising it to just have it left over. We never know until this
Yeah.
time of year. And sometimes they're raising it $65 and sometimes they raise it $30, and this one went up double. So and if we don't tell you guys that ahead of time, then we're screwed. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, in office supplies on the appraisal, the budget amount was 150 or 1,500.
Yeah, I only,
Went down to 1,400.
no, we requested 15, it's 15. We, the library reference manuals, is that?
Yeah. That went down 500.
Okay.
The library reference, I said we can take a decrease on that one because
Okay.
Two,
I see that.
some of that's,
1,000.
They want to do that one. Library down.
It went down 500.
Yeah.
Yes.
travel, the travel.
I thought you did.
Oh, except for Jerry we requested 5,000 to go up on the travel. You did request to go up,
4,500.
Line 439 on our piece of paper we turned in. We requested it to go up, but cost of school and education, but it,
Oh, yeah. I see it. I
Yeah.
left it.
so I don't know if that matters. We did request increase on travel.
To 5,000.
But it's not figured in this year piece of paper.
Yeah, because I looked at the history, what was spent, so I didn't increase it.
So I don't
And I
know, Jerry,
missed
do
it
you?
on my notes.
And that's, again, if we can get those local classes.
Yeah.
So we
But see
Should
what
be
you've been
okay.
spend, yeah,
Yeah.
see what the difference was. I was fine within the 4,500 when you take the 3 and divide it by 3 years.
Yeah.
So I
So,
didn't touch it.
Do we feel that the 4,500 is enough, or do we
um,
can we get by, or do you want to?
and this was in May, so he might have a better idea now of where the classes are gonna be.
I think we'll be okay at 4,500.
Okay.
Because
Like I said, he's been talking to them about,
they had a timber class out here in Wallace a couple of weeks ago, so we were able to utilize that. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
There's some of those international courses that they offer in Boise, and only in Boise. And kid was trying to get a designation, which was probably, I'm gonna guess high. 3 appraisers in the state of Idaho that
Yeah.
have their designation, and she was working hard to get that. So, you know, if she's short one class to get that. And when they offer it, it's a very hard class, and you don't get very many appraisers that take it because it's such a hard class. They don't get enough students to offer that. So she, you know, and we have 2 opportunities, one in January and one in July, is when they offer that school in Boise. Most of the time we don't send anyone in January, because if we would drive down and take 3 of us, it saves everything. But if they do offer that in January, she would fly down and she would take that course. So we never know. They'll offer it. And if we get enough students to take it, she would go and take it. But we never know until.
Okay. Well, let us know if it happens. Maybe we can.
Okay.
And the thing is, regarding these budget line items, that if they're like here on the module and it's 4,500 here, and let's say you didn't spend something in you can move that 500 and make it 5,000
Well, that's
in the
true.
module.
I always forget we can do that.
So then you
option
then
to
you're
do
not
it.
overdraft. That's an option that
And we've done that. In the past.
I've done
I
it for you
just
guys in the
forget
past.
that's
So
an option.
that is an option, and
Good
that
point.
way you're not feeling overdraft.
Yeah.
so if I understand right, as long as it's in the appraisal and it's in the right area, I can, if travel was a little weak, but my office supplies was a little heavy, I can push it up there.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's with a request
Right,
to the budget
right,
officer.
And I
But
always forget that's an option.
Yeah, it's an
Because,
option.
You know, you get so used to putting everything in the same bucket. No, that's not travel. That hasn't been on travel.
Okay.
No, and I think this will be, do we have any other questions?
I don't think so.
I think that would take care of us unless you guys have a question, but I do have a comment. And I think I can answer it in our wage study.
Mhm.
That I took 9 like-size counties and compared them to my salary. the average is 77,000, I'm making 59. If I'm underpaid, so are all other employees. So keep that in mind. We need to look at that. My career's just about done here, but it hurts when you look at like-sized counties that are making 20, 25, 30,000 more. And not only the assessor, but it'd be the same for the clerk and the treasurer and stuff. So, and Peggy, how many hours are we putting in a week? That's,
Well, last 2 mornings it's been long hours.
so, and granted, the other clerks, the other assessor, the treasurer probably put in lots of hours too. But, I mean, this is readily available on the IEC website. It's easy to say, okay, there's only 44 assessors or clerks or treasurers. But it shows if they're elected, which are usually the highest paid, are woefully underpaid by 20%, and so are their employees. So hopefully this wage study will answer that.
And the biggest problem is trying to find other income, and that's what it's gonna have to take state legislation, I think, to go out and do a local option tax. It's just really kind of,
They always they have that local option tax. I don't understand why. I mean, I see people walking around the office because they're paying it. Doesn't make sense to me. And they don't mind paying it. They don't even know they're paying it. So,
Let me open to public questions or comments. Start with Mr. Diener on the left.
Motor vehicles, is that step and grade, or is that longevity, or those pay rates?
it'd be both.
Both. Health insurance, somebody must have went to family.
Someone went to a family option.
Let me think what else. Just a question, I mean, you guys of course don't have to answer. Any part-time employees in any 3 of your departments, that work the 20 hours?
We have
One.
One,
and not well, it's not open 20 hours.
I guess with benefits, that gets paid.
No benefit.
No benefit.
He's making he works 19 hours a week, so he doesn't get benefits.
Okay, just because they did the insurance last week, and there's more employees on the insurance than what there was in October. Did you guys hire anybody last year? Not replaced, but
That would take a
hired.
benefit. Oh, no.
Okay. And Jerry, I gotta say this too, and I've said it before, it has to be not just a wage study, it has to be benefits too, because there's a lot of information on that page you're saying. And you get into the benefits, I know one county, I think their copay for health insurance is $1,000, where ours is $171. So there is difference in just doing pay. You gotta do apples to apples, in my opinion. So that's it, thank you.
Steve, any comment?
Yes,
Question?
number of things discussed here that I'm not at all familiar with, so a lot of it went very well ahead. But I would like to say that the general atmosphere I'm detecting here, I'm very encouraged by. The last meeting I attended upstairs, I know it became rather acrimonious at times, but I'm detecting very much an atmosphere of cooperation and willingness to compromise and professionalism. And I am very much encouraged by that. Thank you all for.
Thank you for that comment. We don't get
Yeah,
that very
we'll get that very often.
One final comment I would make is, I have to leave after this one, but more for people who might watch this later on. Having been a bookkeeper and accountant in the past, nothing to the extent that these ladies are dealing with, I do feel a little bit of professional kinship with them. And I ask other people, I don't detect any animosity in here. right now. But I would ask my fellow citizens to bear in mind that these ladies are strictly reporting. The analogy I make is with a newspaper reporter. The newspaper reporter doesn't make the news. They're just telling people what happened. And to the best of my knowledge, that's the same thing these ladies are doing. They aren't spending the money. They aren't saying where it has to go. They're just reporting where it has gone and how it has been spent. And I just ask my fellow citizens to bear that in mind and hold them responsible for, oh, you're spending too much money. No, they're not. They're just telling you who did.
And thanks for the candy.
You're welcome. And with that, my lord, I yield the floor.
All right. Lori, any comment? Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, we've got 5 minutes till the next one, so with that,
Thank you, guys.
we'll
Take a
adjourn.
break.
Thank